Hi, I'm Ellen Hyslop, co-founder of The Gist.
And I'm Emma de Groot, PGA of Canada Class A professional.
And this is the PGA of Canada's Learn to Golf series. Today I'm so excited to be taking a full swing lesson with Emma, so let's get started.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your history with golf and the struggles that you're having with your game right now.
So I would say that I'm fairly new to golf. I kind of started golfing 5 to 6 years ago.
Okay.
I'm very injury prone. I've had so many injuries over the years, so I've been stop and starting with golf.
Okay.
Now I play pretty consistently, try to get out between 18 to 27 holes a week. I definitely struggle with my consistency. One day I feel like I'll play so well, and then the next day it's the opposite.
Welcome to golf.
So anything that you could do to help me out with that would be great.
Okay, and injuries in particular, what are we struggling with?
So I've torn both of my Achilles within the last 3 years. So
Beautiful.
My calf muscles are quite poor, and same as my feet. But golf, honestly, is perfect for me now that I have those injuries. And so I want to get good at the sport because it feels like one of the only sports that I can play.
The only one left.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with, say, a 7-iron or an 8-iron, something in that range. I'm just going to watch you hit a couple of shots. We'll take some video and then we'll go through kind of a couple little pointers that might help you out here.
I will start with an 8-iron then.
Alrighty, perfect. Nice. You're fixed. Perfect.
Good.
Just purely the conversation is all we needed. And would you say that is a pretty consistent shot shape for you?
I would say my 8 and 9 irons are pretty consistent, closer to the hole.
Yep.
When it starts to get further back with my 7s and my hybrids, that's when things start to
fall off the wagon a little bit.
Get a little touch and go.
And I mean, that makes perfect sense. Obviously, the further away you are from the hole, the harder it is to get it close to the hole. But there can also be that element of when you don't look down at a golf club and see the natural loft on it.
Right.
The tendency is for us to try a little bit harder because we want to get the ball up in the air. So that timing element of things where, you know, maybe we're a little bit freer, using the body a little bit more with your shorter clubs, becomes a little bit more full of effort as you get to the longer ones. Then we get to the driver and all you want to do is hit it really far, and the sequencing can get off a little bit. So we'll go through a few different clubs and see where we start to fall apart a little bit. But hit a couple more for me.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Probably work a little bit on strengthening the grip in the glove hand, but we'll make these other kind of adjustments and then we'll see where things start to fall from there.
Okay.
But as you start to bring the club back, I want you to pay attention to your left knee. See how it kind of goes forward and towards the target?
Yeah.
Okay, now if we look at things from down the line, what that actually does is you start to bring the golf club back and your head dips down a lot and your right elbow pulls really in and behind you. Okay, so visually what that's going to do, golf being more of a rotary movement, what we're trying to feel is essentially, call it your left shoulder moving towards your right heel.
Right.
Okay, so we're rotating back this way. Whenever you start to get something else, so in your case, your left knee, moving towards the target, you're fighting yourself. You've got something that's trying to rotate this way, fighting against something that's trying to go this way. When this left knee goes in and sort of down and towards the target, well, your head is obviously going to come with it.
Interesting.
Okay, so what we're going to start to feel a little bit, and then in order for you to get the golf club back to the top, you know, if this is the rotation, if all you did was sort of lift your arms, well, that's not super functional.
Right.
So you go this way and you pull your elbow really far behind you. Now, basically how that's going to translate to the rest of your golf swing is if you've got a lot of energy moving towards the target on the way back, well, the opposite's always going to happen on the way down. So then on the way down, we go back this way, right? So your left looking a little bit like this. Yeah, so you're sort of, you're basically taking all of your power and throwing it away from the target. And that's why you get the contact inconsistencies, because you're not able to, you know, if you were going to kick a ball or throw a ball, the body and the momentum would move towards the target.
Right.
But you're essentially going, okay, I'm ready to throw it.
Right.
right? Back that way. So then contact and the low point control on your golf club gets compromised.
Okay.
So what we're going to work on today is this feeling of a deeper rotation into the backswing. Therefore, those hands can actually get a little bit higher because we don't need so many things moving this way because we're trying to hit down on a ball.
Right.
Right, so we need a little bit more rotation with the body and keeping that right elbow in front of you a little bit more.
Okay.
Right, those two things combined are going to help you actually be able to move down and towards the target. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to start just in your setup and we'll go through a couple of rehearsals just nice and slowly.
Okay, great.
So you're not going to hit this one.
Okay.
Okay, so set up for me. So what I want you to feel as you bring the club back is more that your left knee, and this is going to feel really strange, but more like your left knee is actually falling inwards. So
like
it's going
this
to,
way?
it's going to move that way. If you have to lift your left heel a little bit, you can. I don't want you
But I
to kind of
shouldn't.
be like this. I mean, I don't think you'll need to. I think you have
Okay.
enough mobility when you get the idea of the feel.
Okay.
But we're basically just trying to take, call it your right pocket, and put it behind you. Yeah. So see when you, just do that again for me. See where your knee goes automatically when you do that?
Yep.
You don't go, oh, okay, I've got to go like that
Oh, yeah.
and throw it forward. So sometimes hitting the golf ball or having this idea of I have to hit the ball makes our body do things that it would never normally
Right.
do. Like that's perfect, right? The
It's
knee
like-
goes in. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just strike a pose. Perfect. All right.
Love it.
So let's
Okay.
try and make that rotation up to the top and just pause once you get up to the top for me.
Ooh.
That's all right.
Okay.
Do that again and hold it at the top. Right, so see this elbow here?
Yeah. Oh. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that there,
So this
right, this is where we create width and power. So you've got a
Okay.
lot of your load kind of inside
Yeah.
the right foot, right? You've got a big wide arc. You've got tons of mobility because I'm not having to force you here,
Right.
right? Now from here, just like you would hit a tennis ball, hit a pickleball, hit a baseball, whatever,
Right.
hockey, you can move into your lead side and rotate a little bit better.
Interesting. I love how you added in the hockey.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you're Canadian.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
can try this.
I know everything about ice hockey.
Okay, so this is,
So you're feeling, so
so
don't
this is coming.
don't let that elbow get behind the seam of your shirt.
Right. Okay.
All right, I'm going to stay here.
And should I
again.
bend this elbow?
Yep, it'll almost at the top of the backswing look like you're trying to show your bicep to the person in front of you. So flex to the person in front of you. Yeah, good.
like
so
this?
so it's going to feel a lot higher,
Okay.
right? And that's
So bring
gonna-
it up a bit
yeah,
higher.
Yeah. Good try. So I like it a lot more in terms of the way you got through on your finish.
Okay.
We didn't get the contact, and that's where, you know, you've got different feels and
Yeah.
different timings. It's going to take a little bit to actually get the contact. But the finish where you're actually up here on your lead side, because you loaded better.
'Cause
the
I
arm
loaded.
still got a bit stuck behind you.
Right.
So if you imagine that there was, call it, so you set up for me.
Okay.
If you imagine that you had a stick kind of coming out of the seam of your shirt,
Right.
as you rotated, your elbow couldn't hit that stick, right? So it's got to
Oh.
go up.
Up.
Yeah,
Okay.
right? So it's more of the golf.
That's a totally different flow than what I've been doing.
It's going to take a little bit. But
Okay.
the golf swing is basically a combination of things that move horizontally and things that move vertically. Your golf
I feel
swing,
like I've always just moved horizontal.
100%, and it's probably from
My
hockey.
injuries.
Well, and you played hockey, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't play hockey?
No.
Why did I think you did? Anyway.
Just Canadian. You
Yeah,
know.
that's right. It's just a stereotype.
Yeah.
Right, but if we only move, so basically what happened is your body tried to do the vertical by going this way for you,
Right.
and I think it was to compromise or kind of help the fact that your arms are going this way. So your body was like, well, something has to go up, so I guess I'll just tilt this way.
Interesting.
Whereas we need to feel like the arms are making more of that vertical and your body is what's turning.
Okay.
So it's just the total opposite
just
to
the-
what you were doing. That's
Yes.
no big deal.
Okay.
It's just simply the opposite.
Easy change.
Good try. Really, really good.
I feel like I just slowed down here
Yeah,
too.
it's such a different, you know, anytime you change anything at all, right? It's the
Yeah.
same, you know, if I told you, okay, I know you normally eat with your right hand, but today you got to eat with your left hand, it would
Take a
be a
while.
really deliberate motion. So that's what this is. Good, and then get that weight moving forward. So you're trying to not necessarily hit the ball, but the tee here in front of the ball. So things are moving forward and down.
Okay. I like that visual.
I'm gonna do one more thing just to make you hate me even more. So
Okay.
set up for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your glove hand and we're just gonna put it a little bit more on top there.
Oh, geez.
I want you to see those 2 knuckles for me.
Oh my goodness, that feels so
I
weird.
promise it's the right answer.
Oh! How do I even link my hands?
Trust your local PGA pro.
Okay.
Hang on. Bring this
Like
thumb-
this?
This thumb down here. This one.
This one down.
There you go.
This one down. Oh, okay.
This is it. This is the one.
This
High
is
hands,
it.
big turn. Oh, pretty good. There's a lot more speed there, right? And that's
Yes.
what we need to start to do when you move, just again like throwing a ball, when you move the momentum opposite direction to where you're trying to go,
Yeah,
it's never going to be the most powerful it can.
right.
Right? So we're thinking,
So what did you do there? My knuckles are
yeah, I want you to see these 2 knuckles.
like this? Like
You
this?
don't-
Like
yeah.
this?
Just so when you're looking straight down at your hand, you can see this one.
Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Wow.
Good.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Good try. Take your glove hand for me and
Yeah.
put it underneath your right elbow. Yep. So we're going to lock it in there, and I want you to take the club up to the top of your backswing and not let your elbow kind of push in. Yeah. So see that?
Yeah.
That's your feel.
Okay.
Right? If I took this away, yours always wants to go
This.
that way. All right, we've got to keep it in front of you. Then the rotation gets you up to the top. Now you can fire
Through.
down and through.
I should just hit it with one hand.
You can try it. I'm going to stand this way.
Everyone take cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Just trust it. Relax. Yeah. Nice.
That was better.
Really good. Excellent. Excellent.
Okay, we'll try to do this again.
So let's do that drill one more time. So hand underneath the elbow. Good. Club up to the top for me. So rotate the hips. Yeah.
Still, wow, fully
Yeah.
this way.
That's brilliant right there.
Okay. Just stand.
Don't move.
I'm just gonna stay
Feel
there,
that
get
position.
used
Just
to it.
Stay there till you get it.
Okay.
That's all right. So whenever we change the way that the body moves, instantly everything else changes.
Right.
Right? So your body would move this way, your club would move this way.
Yeah.
Now your body's moving better this way, hands are higher, but we need to try and keep this structure a little bit more. So we're not just tossing the golf club over the shoulder,
Yeah.
keeping that nice higher versus that.
Right.
Higher
Okay.
hands.
Higher hands. Yeah, put it up nice and high.
Good, can you see those knuckles?
No. Ugh. I am back in school.
Yeah, that's it. That thumb, your right thumb down there.
Right thumb
Yeah,
down.
there you go. So this is like a
Both
hot dog,
thumbs down.
and this is like a hot dog bun.
Okay.
They kind of go together.
Okay, I like that.
That's what I tell
Now
my
we're
that's
now
what I
it's
tell
like
my
skiing.
5-year-olds.
Yeah. French fries. We're all good.
Yeah, excellent.
That felt really good.
Really good. So when you get used to this,
That went so much further.
so much further and so
Yeah.
much higher. So when you get used to that, because you're athletic, your brain will quickly be able to figure out that, well, now I'm here. I don't want to go this way.
Right.
I actually want to go this way.
Right.
Right? So it's very similar to throwing a ball, skipping a stone, the momentum, the body turning this way. But because for so long you've had to compromise,
Right.
now even if we get in a good position here, your brain's just trying to recalculate, but I want to go this way, but the ball's, how do I get back to the ball? And that's where just the reps come in
Okay.
and getting a bit comfortable with the feel.
Right.
Good job. Excellent. Right, that's compression of the golf ball versus lifting of the golf
versus
ball.
lifting.
Yeah. You want to try some with the
Compression
driver?
versus lifting.
Exactly.
Interesting. Can I try one without the
For sure.
tee?
Yep. So just because the ball's on the ground, don't try harder.
Just same thing.
Yep, just commit to those few feels.
Okay.
Good job. All right, so that
Little right, but we'll take it.
Yeah, so that ball going a little right. So the reason I change your grip a little bit. So if I look down and I can see no knuckles, which is what
I
you
was
can see,
happening.
right? Basically what that does is it promotes the club face being open or pointing to the right. Okay, so if I have to put, then I put this hand just where it fits, which is more on top.
Right.
Make my forearms level, that club face sits wide open. We take this hand and just for argument's sake, we'll do it really aggressively, but I put this hand right on top. So now I can see all my knuckles, which means this one to fit has to sit more underneath.
And then it's
I
fully
level
closed.
my forearms, the club points to the ground. We're just trying to get you in somewhat of a neutral position.
Okay.
Because it was really weak, which makes sense because your impact
Was.
kind of helped you square it. It sort of flipped it and helped you square it.
Right.
But if we leave it like that with an impact that is better and more compressed, it'll just keep going right, right, right.
Right.
So that's why we have to sometimes match the grip with the new impact and release.
There's a lot of physics.
It's a lot, yeah.
A lot of physics. Okay, we'll try one more.
All right.
Okay. Does that look good?
Yeah, that looks great. Rotate with those high hands. Pretty close. Right,
Pretty
so
close. At least it went straight.
100%, and that's just that tiny bit at impact. Way longer here in the backswing because
Right.
it's no longer stuck behind you. That knee, like that whole lower half rotation, is tons better.
It's way better,
right?
yeah. Awesome.
Really good. Do you want to try some drivers?
Yeah. This is where the help will be very helpful.
So if you picture the golf, like golf on an arc, right? So we start with a pitching wedge or whatever, it's kind of towards the middle of your stance. By the time that you actually move up to the driver, the direction of your golf swing changes. So we can't keep everything exactly the same and expect the same shot shape to happen for every single golf swing. There are going to have to be some changes. If you're fine with, I hit a draw with my lower irons and then my driver does something different, that's fine. But a lot of people like to see the same shot shape with every golf club, which means you have to do things a little bit differently in order for that to happen. So with the driver, making sure that that grip stays stronger is super important.
Okay.
Everything else is the same, except we no longer really care about a ball buried under the ground because your ball's up on a tee.
Because the ball's there.
So we're actually trying, so if you set up for me, we're actually trying to feel a little bit more like the impact is sort of up and out. Right? So you're kind of lifting the ball and up and out that way, and because your grip will now match, it'll help close the club face and you'll get that kind of stronger draw.
Okay.
But the backswing feel with the arm and the turn, that's
the same.
That's the same, yeah.
Okay. And it should come off the inside big toe.
Yeah, and I think what I want to see from you, because you've had the injuries with your ankles and they maybe don't want to move in all ranges of motion as easily as they used to, instead of those feet running parallel to one another, I actually want you to flare them both out just a little bit. You'll feel like this, you won't look like this, but just a little bit, just to
a little
help
flare.
So that the ankles don't have to do so much. Your hips can open up easier and the whole body can turn a little easier versus the parallel feet. That kind of blocks the hips and ankles a little bit.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Widen your stance a bit for me. Yep. And lunge.
And plie.
Yeah, plie.
Okay.
Nice. I reckon we can get a little bit better with that rotation on the way back.
Yeah.
I'm going to be picky because you're athletic. So show me that backswing and pause when you get to the top. So flare the feet just a little bit. Yep. Rotate up and pause.
This is not how I swung. I feel like.
That's the feel, right?
This is the feel.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt that way swinging my driver
Looks
before.
great. You should. Yeah. So we're not here. we're not here,
We're
the
here.
body has to rotate. So if all I do, like this is what's so interesting with the golf swing. Yeah, if all I do is lift my arms up and down, right?
Yeah.
I haven't turned at all. I just lift them and then I turn. It's a pretty good looking backswing position.
Right.
So if I have too many things just going this way or this way, I got to make a lot of adjustments. So the
like that.
idea for you is my body turns, but my arms feel more vertical.
Right.
Right? You will get to where you need to be.
Right.
It'll just feel like you're taking you picked a different route on Google Maps. You didn't pick the one you're used to.
I like that metaphor.
Flare that foot a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's all right.
Ooh.
Shake it up.
It definitely feels
it up.
funky. The grip is very different.
Yeah, and whenever, I mean, it's the only thing that touches the golf club, right? So if it's different, everything feels funny. That's why it's always a tricky one to change.
Okay.
Good. But this is where I want you to see. So see how you started
My
to
knee
turn,
again.
but then the knee goes, the head goes, and then the club gets a little long. So I would rather your swing be longer than shorter from a power perspective, but
I just need,
yeah, we just want a bit more height there.
Yeah.
Right. Good. That's all right. Where does it feel the strangest?
I think the just the flow of it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the cadence.
Yeah, so
it
just
feels.
try and relax the tension in your hands a little bit. When you get to the top, just feel like, imagine that golf club was 50 pounds.
Right.
And you had to throw it down the driving range.
Right.
So it's incorporating your core and your body, not trying to, yeah. Yeah, good.
That one felt better.
Hitting the ball is not necessarily the end goal. The end goal is having a nice balanced finish, and the ball just gets in the way along the journey. But a lot of people go, oh, I've got to hit the ball. The body stops. The arms have nowhere to go but to break down. We need to keep everything moving in order for those arms to be able to actually freely rotate through.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I just say a bunch of stuff.
No,
and
it makes
eventually
sense. Hey, these are all new things for me, but it all makes sense.
Just about logic at you.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
A little bit wider with the stance, just to give yourself a bit of a bigger base of support. Yeah. Hey-o, nice. Right, if you go back home and you find that the ball's curving more than you want, I'll allow your grip to go back a little bit, just because
I'll be texting you and saying, hey, does this look
or,
okay?
Yeah. But just those few thoughts, right? The nice turn, the high hands, and then just give it a rip.
Yeah. Well,
It's close. The hands didn't quite get high. They kind of got tucked in behind you a little bit.
yeah.
They're going to honestly have to feel like, and that's the other thing with when you make a change, the feel versus what's really happening are usually completely different.
Totally. I need to.
I want this one, actually. We'll have a little experiment here. I want this one. When you get to the top of the backswing, I want you to feel like your hands are like above your head.
Oh.
I just want you to feel like they are so high that they're above your head. Now you will have turned, so they won't be. I just want you to feel like they're almost on top of your head.
My hands.
Your hands, yep.
As opposed to, okay, I see what you mean.
Good. So look where they were. That's actually really good.
Oh.
Right?
That doesn't look that bad.
No, right? We could turn those hips more.
Right.
Then the hands would get deeper simply because you will have rotated a bit more.
Right.
But those high hands versus where they were down by your mid.
Okay.
Right? So the feel versus the real has to be a little bit different. But that's a really great spot to be. if we got a little bit more turn, right? So
Interesting.
don't be scared to kind of push yourself
Right.
out of the comfort zone a little bit.
So do
And
that again.
experiment. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Wowza. That went far.
Yes, that felt good.
Very good. Yes.
That felt nice.
That was really nice.
It feels like I have space almost.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got room to move versus
Right.
I'm all crunched up and I got to go this way.
Okay.
You can get away with it a little bit more with your driver because it's on a tee, so this
Right.
kind of helps you hit up. But again, it's just not the most powerful move. Yeah. Nice.
Wow, that felt so much better.
Really, really good.
Okay, I had so much fun. I would definitely encourage you to grab your friends, get out on the range, just try it.